Hi everybody, this is the website boy. I was gonna say this is JavaScript. Can you believe that? I'm so into JavaScript right now that I was gonna say my name was JavaScript. But anyways, um, I want to talk to you about something that I probably have not mentioned. I might have done it, but I have not mentioned it, and it's commenting. It's very important to do in your code, especially if you're working with other team members. You need to comment your code so that way people can understand exactly what you intended to do with certain functions or code or whatever you were writing on your JavaScript files, right? There's sometimes we write these functions and they are very hard to decode and to actually find out exactly what the developer, the programmer was trying to do is hard unless we have comments in there. So it's very important that you use comments in your code. All right. Now in HTML, there is one way of actually commenting stuff out. Let's do a save as on here. Let me show you how to write comments in JavaScript. There are two ways of writing it, and I'm going to show it to you right now. All right, let's just say call this 38 comments. And this is going to be a very short and sweet tutorial, but it's very important for you to know this information. Let's open this in the browser. Actually, I'm not going to open this because this file is going to go ahead and start calling alerts, and that is an inconvenience. So let me just delete this and I'll not leave that there. And let's open now in the browser. And now we should have an open file right there, right? So for example, we have some gibberish words in here. I'm just gonna put some lorem ipsum, which is on dummy text, lorem, and then if I press tab on my Sublime, it's gonna kind of finish writing everything after I write lorem. All right. So refresh. Actually, that was not refresh. That was command something. Lorem ipsum, right? So let's say, for example, I have two paragraphs here. Then these are more than paragraphs. These are H1 elements, and I want to comment one of them out. Well, in HTML, we know that we just put the less than symbol, the exclamation, the two hyphens there, and we do that, right? And with CSS, we know that we have only one way of doing this, right? On CSS, let's say we have a class and it's called call whatever, and then we have some files here. We can just go ahead and comment this out with this, right? That's on CSS and HTML, right? Well, on JavaScript, if we want to comment something out, let's write a script tag right here. So on JavaScript, and let me just go down so you can only see the code in here. All right, and let's bring this up here. That way you can see it better. All right. So in JavaScript, let's say I have some variables, and this code is variable. This is called variable one. And I'm just gonna set a value there, and I'm just gonna kind of copy this out here. Whatever. They're all gonna be the same. I don't want to change the values. I'll change it. Why not? See how indecisive I am? Anyways, so in JavaScript, we can comment two ways. The first way is using the two slashes, right? We use the two slashes to comment one line of code. If I wanted to comment three lines of code or everything under it, I would have to enclose this in a forward slash and a asterisk, right? And then we need to, let me just write this again here. We need to close it where we want this to end, right there, right? So this is very similar to this, right? Very similar. Actually, it's the same. But anyways, as you can see here, we use the two slashes to comment one line of code, and right here we got that one line right here, and we write some JavaScript here, whatever. But the comments is not usually for code. If I'm gonna comment something out of JavaScript, why not take it off? So I'm not gonna use comments code to comment my code out. I'm not gonna do that unless I plan to use this code again. What I want to do is if I go ahead and write a function and then whatever the function name, if I write a function and it's doing some crazy stuff here that took me like 100 lines of code, all right, I want to make sure that I write something saying this function was developed by the website boy on whatever, right, on 2020, and whatever, it does this and that, right? And I would say what this function is doing, or I would say this function takes pictures and enlarges them to full width, something like that. That way, the other developer, when he comes here and sees my code, if I'm working on a team or I saw the application, somebody else can come and kind of modify your application or make it better or do whatever with it, because now they understand exactly what you try to do and they can make it better or they can do something to it. Right? Now, nobody likes their code to be messed around with, but once you put your code out there, you have no control of that. Why not make it easy for the next developer to actually either modify your application or make your code better in some way. So use your code, your comments wisely. Comment your code, to help other developers out there understand what's going on. And the most important thing is that you don't have to make it for them, make it for yourself. So that way, in a couple months, you come back to that code and you say, what in the world I try to make in there? And then you see this comment right above and you say, oh, that's exactly what I wanted to do. Right here. So you can find code that you wrote months ago or years ago, and that code, you can reference that code and use it for something else. You can say, wow, man, I can't believe that I made that code. I can still reuse it, and you can reuse it. But now that you know what it does, is a lot better than just trying to figure out, take hours for you to figure out your own code after months. It has happened to me. So make sure that you comment your stuff out. Put comments on your code for other developers and for yourself, most important. All right, anyways, thank you so much. Enough with the talking. Let's go ahead and jump into more interesting tutorials. All right, so thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, if it helped you in any way, like it, favorite, and make a nice comment or something. I'd like to hear from you guys. So take care, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.